Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Dana Ray here, and I am back today with another word from the Lord. Forgive my messy bun up here, y'all. But welcome back. Today is April 10th, 2023. It is now 2:21 where I am right now, and the Lord has given me a word to release to you guys today. I'm going to upload the word at 4:14 in Jesus' name, if YouTube works correctly and if it uploads quick enough. And God has definitely sent me to release this word to you guys today. Welcome back to everybody who is an OG, and welcome for the first time to everyone who is new. My name is Dana Ray, and I'm a prophetic voice sent to encourage you guys and tell you guys what God has said to me that He wants me to share with you in this process that He has all of us in. So, the title of this word is Ladies, God is rewarding your faithfulness. Ladies, God is rewarding your faithfulness. Okay, so this word and this title comes from an email that I had got this morning. It's the email of like a devotional that I had got this morning from the NIV Bible. I really don't even know how I got on the list to receive these devotionals, and they don't come every day. But apparently this made it to my email this morning, and God is definitely speaking through this. So this email this morning was entitled Mary's faithfulness to God. It came at 6:22 this morning, and I'm going to read the devotional to you guys, and then I'm going to tell you guys what God is saying. And honestly, as I read it, you're going to hear God speaking through it and what He's trying to tell you guys in this word. So here's the devotional. All four Gospels describe a group of women who were devoted to special ministries to the Savior. These women served, supported, and even traveled in order to prepare the way for Jesus and the 12. Mary, the mother of James, the younger, and Joseph, was one of these women. In fact, she was one of the few followers, mostly women, who did not desert Jesus at the cross. She remained for the entire tragic ordeal. Imagine the wrenching of her heart as she helplessly watched the hideous torture, humiliation, and crucifixion of the one she had found so understanding and gentle. Staying behind when the crowds left the death scene, she and a few of this loyal group followed Joseph of Arimathea as he took Jesus' body to the tomb. Though they saw him die, they could not let him go. Not yet. They needed to know where his body would rest. After the Sabbath, these women spent hours gathering the spices used for burial. They still served him. Even when Jesus was dead, they served him. With heavy hearts, they got up early in the morning, packed the spices, and trudged towards the tomb. When they arrived, there was an eerie silence, not the silence of death, but rather of wonder. The tomb was open and empty. God had honored these faithful women in a special way. At the lowest point of Christianity, Mary and her companions were the first to receive the news that revolutionized the world. Composers, writers, and artists through the centuries have celebrated the message they alone heard that morning. He has risen. Mary is a prime example of the reward of faithfulness. Every act of service done for the master counts. Let me read that last part again. Mary is a prime example of the reward of faithfulness. Every act of service done for the master counts. Every single thing that you have done on your journey since you decided to commit your life to the Lord counts. God has not forgotten you. This is the season that He is rewarding us for our faithfulness. You are being rewarded for your faithfulness. Okay? So to even confirm more of this word and what God wanted me to share here, I got an email from my bank, and one of my banks is Chase Freedom, and it said, Dana, you have rewards waiting. I was like, okay, Lord, I hear you talking about rewards. All right, let's go. Actually, I'm feeling led to look up the definition of reward. The definition I want to read is a reward: to make a gift of something to someone in recognition of their services, efforts, or achievements. What you have done, the nights that you have stayed up, the work that you have put in for the kingdom of God, you starting your YouTube channel, you pouring into other people, you traveling, you leaving home, you quitting the job, you going through everything that you have gone through, and doing everything that God has told you to do. And it looks like, there's nothing to show for it. Your reward is here. Okay? And God is saying, even as he sends you into this season of abundance, into this season of the promised land, into this season of your next, there are rewards already there waiting for you that you have no idea about. Now, there are some rewards, i.e. marriage, i.e. job, whatever, that God has already told us about, that he has prepared us for, he has pruned us for. But God is saying, when you get into this next place that he is sending you to right now, there are rewards there that you have no idea about. Do not slack on the joy that is going to come from these rewards. Like, bask in the joy, bask in God's favor, bask in God's reward of your faithfulness. Do not let anybody make you feel like, that you shouldn't be rejoicing over the good things that's about to be happening in your life. Back to back to back to back blessings. God had me read, yesterday was April 9th, God had me read Amos 9. Okay, and we all know what Amos 9 is: blessings pouring off like wine. Like, that's what we are walking into right now. God does not have me flip to Amos 9 very often. Okay, so I know when he has me flip over there, he is really meaning it. Actually, let me read it. Amos 9, and it's entitled, "Blessings like wine pouring off of the mountains. But also on that judgment day, I will restore David's house that has fallen to pieces. I'll repair the holes in the roof, replace the broken windows, fix it up like new. David's people will be strong again. Yes, indeed. It won't be long now. Things are going to happen so fast your head will swim. One thing fast on the heels of the other. You won't be able to keep up. Everything will be happening at once. Everywhere you look, blessings. Blessings like wine pouring off of the mountains and hills. I will make everything right again for my people. I will make everything right again for my people Israel. They'll rebuild their ruined cities. They'll plant vineyards and drink good wine. They'll work their gardens and eat fresh vegetables. And I'll plant them on their own land. They'll never again be uprooted from the land I've given them. God says so." Okay? I was getting a little emotional, but I had to bring it back in. All right, so let's go some more into this word. So I was led to look up Chase. I told y'all that the email that I got that said, "Dana, you have rewards waiting," came from my bank, Chase Freedom. So I was led to look up the definition of chase and the definition of freedom. The definition of chase is to pursue in order to catch up with, to follow rapidly, to hunt. The rewards that God has for you will chase you down. Freedom, having the ability to act or change without constraint, or to possess the power and resources to fulfill one's purpose unhindered. A lot of us have been kind of on a rope, a little bit of a rope, in this journey of walking into this promised land. We have been so close and so connected to God. And, we have been so, kind of not really overthinking, but making sure that we're in his will, making sure that we're doing everything he says. Sometimes overthinking, sometimes delaying because we don't want to make the right decision. The wrong decision. We don't want to do the wrong thing. We don't want to get in contact with anybody that's not in God's will. God is saying when you walk into this promised land, there's going to be more freedom because he trusts you now. He knows that you're going to bring things to him. When we're used to getting 3 and 4 confirmations, God may only send you 1. You're going to know his voice, and you're going to know to go. You are now a friend of God. You are not just his servant. You are his friend. It's not just going to be some domineering, you go here, daughter, you go here, you go here. No, God's gonna be like, okay, you have a choice here. Which one do you want to do? God trusts you, so your relationship with him is going to change. You're not going to get all of these confirmations anymore because you don't need them. Okay? There's going to be freedom in this promised land. And the things that God has sent for you in this season and to walk with you in this season, i.e. your marriage, your husband, these divine connections, they will pursue you. They will hunt you. They will seek you out, and they will follow you rapidly as you follow God. You do not have to go and find what God has for you. Okay? That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. All right? The scriptures that God has given me, I didn't even mean to read Amos 9. Obviously, God meant for me to read it, but that wasn't even a part of the scriptures that I had written down. But the scriptures that I had written down, 2 Kings 8 and 1 through 6. And this is talking about the Shunammite woman. Okay, so it says, now Elisha had said to the woman whose son he had restored to life, go away with your family and stay for a while wherever you can, because the Lord has decreed a famine in the land that will last 7 years. The woman proceeded to do as the man of God said. She and her family went away and stayed in the land of the Philistines for 7 years. At the end of the 7 years, she came back from the land of the Philistines and went to appeal to the king for her house and land. The king was talking to Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, and had said, tell me about all the great things Elisha has done. Just as Gehazi was telling the king how Elisha had restored the dead to life, the woman whose son Elisha had brought back to life came to appeal to the king for her house and land. Gehazi said, this is the woman, my lord, the king, and this is her son whom Elisha restored to life. The king asked the woman about it, and she told him. Then he assigned an official to her case and said to him, give back everything that belonged to her, including all of the income from her land, from the day she left the country until now. God told many of you to leave. He told you to quit. He told you to relocate. He told you to start the business. He told you to start the channel. And he said, go and stay and do this for a certain period of time. And I promise you, I'm going to restore everything that was taken from you, or everything that you think you lost. He told you to leave the relationship and said, I'm going to restore what you think you have lost. And you did it. And God has said, your reward is here. He said, the enemy and whoever stole anything, or even the rewards from him, they are being given back to you. Everything that belonged to you is being given back to you that you feel like you lost when you left the world, when you left whatever that situation, that place that God told you to leave on faith. Your reward is here. You have obeyed. This woman obeyed. If she would not have obeyed and left the land for 7 years like Elijah told her to, then she would not have gotten what it is that was stored up for her. But because of your obedience, everything that has been stored up for you is being released because of your faithfulness. All right? The next scriptures, Ruth 2 and 8 through 12. All right. And these both are in the NIV versions. So Boaz said to Ruth, my daughter, listen to me. Don't go and glean in another field, and don't go away from here. Stay here with the women who work for me. Watch the field where the men are harvesting and follow along after the women. I have told the men not to lay a hand on you. And whenever you are thirsty, go and get a drink from the water jars that the men have filled. At this, she bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, "Why have I found such favor in your eyes that you notice me, a foreigner?" You're going to be asking God, what have you done to receive such favor? Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with people that you did not know before. May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." God is saying, I saw everything that you did. I saw how hard it was. I saw how they persecuted you. I saw how when you said the things that I told you to say, I saw your heart, daughter. I saw the tears that you cried that nobody else saw. God is saying, I am richly rewarding you now. Now. I went to the gym this morning and I got on the Stairmaster, and when my time was done on the Stairmaster, I stayed up there for 35 minutes, and when my time was done on the Stairmaster, I had burned 414 calories. Esther 4:14, for such a time as this. This is a now word for those who it is for. This is now. All right. All right, let's finish this up. So then I had an email, and I told you guys before too that I get these emails with these words. So this word this morning that I got through an email was homonymous. Homonymous, Homonymous, and it means having the same name as another. And I said, oh, I know God was talking. I know he was saying, you know, your name is about to be changed. You're going to have the same name as your husband. Like, I know that he was saying that. I didn't know that he necessarily wanted me to share it here, but right after I looked that up, I opened my Bible and I opened it up to Ecclesiastes 4:9, and it says, "Two are better than one because they have good reward for their labor." There are going to be rewards coming to you and your spouse, the person who you're going to share a last name with, because of your union. Because of God putting you together, there is reward that is automatically going to come from this union that neither one of you guys worked for. Okay? And here is what God is saying these rewards are going to look like, or going to be in the form of, okay? God sent me over to Psalms 128, all right? Psalms 128 says it's the blessing on the house of the God-fearing, okay? You and the person that you are coming into union with are both very much God-fearing at this point, okay? Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways, for thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. Thy wife, Lord, thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house, thy children like olive plants around thy table. Behold, that thus shall the man be blessed that feareth the Lord. The Lord shall bless thee out of Zion, and thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. And thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. And thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of your life. You will see it. You will live in it. Yea, thou shalt see thy children's children, and peace upon Israel. You will see your children grow up. You will see your children have children. You will see your grandchildren. Your time will not be cut off. This is the blessing to the faithful. This is the reward for your obedience. Long life, long marriages, and children. Okay, here we go. Psalms 127 and 5. No, 127 and 3. Lo, Children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but shall speak with the enemies in the gates. The reward is coming to the form in the form of children for a lot of you. To your unions. This is how God rewards his faithful. And for those of you who are outside of childbearing age, who, children ain't on, your list anymore, maybe this isn't specifically, like maybe he doesn't mean a physical child. I don't know. Take it to God and ask him what he means for you. But the children that are coming from this union, the long life that you're being blessed with, the good health that God is giving you as a result of your obedience, as a result of being called, as a result of just his love. This is the reward that he is rewarding the faithful with right now. Ladies, God is rewarding your faithfulness. God is rewarding your faithfulness. Right now, for such a time as this. You guys, I pray that this word encourages all that it is for. I pray that it encourages those who are not quite in the season yet, that God, this is what is on the other side of your obedience. This is what is on the other side of you leaving the place, the space, the people that God has already told you to leave. You must do it. Otherwise, you won't get the reward that God has promised on the other side of it. And many of us had no idea when we said yes that we were going to be rewarded. That's not why we said yes. Some people may look and be like, I ain't going to say it's not going to be worth it, because it's absolutely going to be worth it, because God has so many gifts and things up his sleeve. You have no idea. You're going to be living in awe. The rest of your life is going to be like jaw-dropping. The way God has set it. All right. I don't even think I need to say anything else. Yes, I do. Up here, I was reading somewhere else in the Bible this morning, and there's some place that I had underlined that says, wait for his son. Now, they were talking about Jesus, but God highlighted it to me. Wait for the person God told you to wait for. This is the time appointed for those that waited. Wait for God's son, whatever that means to you. This is the time appointed for everyone who has waited. The rewards are here. The blessings are here. The fruit of your womb are God's reward to your faithfulness. The health and your life, it being well with you, is God's reward for your faithfulness. Amos 9 is here. Esther 4:14 is here. Ruth 2:12 is here. And for those who this word is for, I don't have to convince you, because you already know. This is just confirmation. This is just to keep you excited, to keep you holding on for a little while longer, because yes, indeed, it won't be long now. I will see you guys the next time God sends me back. I love y'all. Bye.